Hello, sixth grade. This is to help you make your luggage tag. So if you are in Google Classroom, which is where you must be to be watching this video, you are going to make sure that you join Tinkercad and join the class of your sixth grade teacher. Once you do that, when you go inside, you're going to see something that says activities, maybe with an exclamation mark even. Click on activities, and then you'll see this project, which is luggage tag. You want to do that because it's got some cool things in it that you are going to need. In this project, you're going to click copy and tinker, and then in this project is where you are going to create your luggage tag. There are 3 little notes here. The first note tells you what you need to have inside of your project. You need to have your name and at least one design. It could be one of these desert trails designs. You could put 3 circles together and make Mickey Mouse. You could pick a different design from inside of Tinkercad. Whatever you want to add to it, that's up to you, but it has to have your name and at least one design. The next thing that you need to know is that you're going to need to cut a hole. So I'll show you how to do that, but your hole has to be at least 3 millimeters away from the edge. It should be 7 millimeters in diameter. 8 millimeters in diameter. So we can put a key ring through it. You can attach it to something. And finally, your luggage tag should be 60 millimeters across, 80 millimeters tall, and 10 millimeters high. It's going to be higher than 10 millimeters after you add your designs to the top, but you want the base of it to be 80 millimeters high. This is an example. You can't ungroup it, so here's how you make it. You're going to go over where it says Basic Shapes, and you're going to click on that red cube. Drag that red cube out. The easiest way to make it the size you want is to click in the corner. I'm going to change the width of it to 60. 60, enter. And there it goes. Now I'm going to change the length of it to 80. And I'm going to drag it where I want it because I want it down here. And this little white square in the middle tells us how tall it is. We want it to be 10 millimeters tall. And now whenever you're 3D printing something, you don't really want these harsh corners on it because they're sharp and they hurt and then they break easily. So you can change that, and I'll show you what I mean by I'm going to move, whoops, just kidding. I'm going to move the whole thing, the whole scene over here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see these corners, and I'm going to change the radius. Watch the corner and see how nice and round that is. Oh boy. Okay. Super nice. Now I'm going to click Shift and Control to move it back to the middle. I'm going to drag this circle right to the middle. And this circle is going to be the part that we cut out so we can put a little key ring in. You can choose to put it near the corner or the center. Mine's in the center, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But I do want you to see, look at all these flat sides. You can edit that by clicking right here where it says sides and drag it all the way up, and you're still going to see 64 little flat sides, but it's a lot smoother looking than it was before. Let's change the dimensions of this because she said to have it 8, and she is the boss. So 8 and 8, and there we go. And now we remember that this key ring is 10 millimeters high, but we want this, anytime you're going to cut a hole out, you want it to be a little bit taller than what you're cutting it out of. So that's way taller. Let's see how tall it is. That's 20. Let's take it down to 12. And now let's center it in the design, and we're going to center it by using the lasso to group the two. We don't have too many options up here. This one is the Align tool. I'm going to align it to the middle right here, and then I'm going to click this and drag it up near the top. Oh, I kind of feel like I mixed it up, so I'm going to align it again to the center using this little dot. Now I'm going to click that orange, and remember we want to cut it out, so I'm going to turn it into a hole. And now it's still not a hole, so I'm going to click and drag to lasso. Now it says I have 2 shapes, and I'm going to group them. When I group them, it'll cut out that hole. And there it is. I can see that it's cut out. You don't have to use this rectangle. You could use a different shape as long as it's flat on the bottom so that it will print nicely and be stuck to the build plate. So another option for your shape would be if you go down over to shape generators, you could actually find in here, if you switch it to all, and then you can say show all. But if you click here, you'll see US states. So we'll drag out the states, and we don't want New York. We're going to change it to Arizona. And you can use this shape as your base and then build on top of that as well if you would like. There are many different options. Some people like to choose a heart. You can make it a little wider, a little longer if you choose the heart. So look around and pick something that you like. Make sure you add on to it. The last part I'm going to show you is the text. Also, in shape generators, there are some different text types. One is script, and then this one has some other options. So I'm going to pull out the text just because sometimes people forget. Pull out text, and it says text, but you can change it to your name, and then it will change. You can also look around in some of these. There are different fonts that you can choose. Okay. Once you're all done, you're going to come up here and you're going to change the name of it to your name. So I would change it to Mrs. McGid's luggage tag. And then always, if it's all done, we're going to follow with RTP, which means ready to print. Okay, have fun making your luggage tag.